Check, 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 check. Check, check, check. Mic check, mic check. 1, 2, 1, 2. I hope this is working. All right, so I am live. All right, so what's happening is I am Dan Rogers. I'm going to tell you about Gaing Foundation. The Gaing Foundation, excellent foundation with a mission to revamp the education system. Mission to revamp the education system. That is the mission of Gaing Foundation. So I want to tell you about it. I'm going to go live on TikTok as well. Gaing Foundation. So you might wonder about the name. It came from a random name generator based on the inputs of education in cryptocurrency. But I like it because I want students to gain gold. That's where the gain comes from. Gain and then the G at the end, gold. Gain Gold Foundation for students and teachers and education systems and countries, continents, for society, for humanity. Everyone gains because of the Gaing Foundation. I think a nice slogan is Gain Gang. I need to come up with a hand sign. Gain Gang. That's one of our hashtags. All right. I'm just working on TikTok real quick. It'll take but a moment to go live on TikTok as well. This is the first live stream I've done for Gaing Foundation. Here. There. Just getting a little. I'm going to title it the same thing as I title this one. What is the title of this one? Cryptocurrency. Translated to Vietnamese. All right. Switch the camera. Very close. All right. I think that's it. That's all we got to do. All right. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. So, this is not my normal education or IELTS education live stream. That's on another day. This live is about Gaing Foundation. Gaing Foundation. What is Gaing Foundation? Gaing Foundation is the organization that I have started to spread the new cryptocurrency made for students and teachers. New crypto made for students and teachers. I speak a little slowly because I am in Vietnam. The mission of the Gaing Foundation is to change the world. That is my goal. I want to help the world become a better place. How? How to do that? How do we help the world? And I say we because this is a team effort, all right? We are going to do this. So, right now, everyone has gone to school. They have studied. They have worked hard, done their homework, taken tests, taken exams, taken the IELTS exam. All of this takes so many hours of studying, going to school every day for years and years and years. I mean, just to pass the IELTS exam takes at least 100 hours of consistent study. And that's just one test. It barely helps you once you go abroad. So your whole life you study. You put in so much effort, so much hard work at school. What do you get? What do we all get for our hard work and our efforts at school? We get marks. We get good marks if we work hard and study well, and if we are intelligent, we get good marks in school. If we're not, if we, are busy, if we don't have enough resources, enough free time, if we don't have good study materials, there are many different reasons. But Hang Ngoc, hello from Vietnam. Many reasons why some people get high marks, some people get low marks, but everyone who goes to school gets marks or grades. If you come from America, we call them grades. Whatever. You get points, a score, whatever you get. What does that do? What does all of your hard work and effort do? What does it yield? What do you earn? Your marks are just 10 out of 10. It means nothing. You get nothing. You go to school from the beginning of your life to the end or to the middle of your life for marks and grades and points that they're worth nothing. What do? They help you get into more schools, to do more work, to study more. And the worst part is you have to pay to go to those schools. So when you're young, your parents pay so you can go to school. And you work hard at school, studying, doing homework, and you get a mark. You get marks at the end. Your parents have invested so much money in you, they pressure you. They make you feel stress and shame and guilt because they use their hard work, their hard work and their money to pay for you to work hard and get nothing. The only thing you get from school is the knowledge. You get smarter, and you get these fake marks, which they're not worth anything. Um, in many cases, the marks you get in one school don't help you get into another school, or the marks from one school are worth more than the marks from a different school, even if you work hard. Hello, Ming Hiao. I'm glad you could join me. Do you like cryptocurrency? Do you like studying? That's what I'm talking about today. I am Dan Rogers, IELTS teacher Dan, uh, the founder. I have founded an organization called Gaing Foundation. Hey, Kelly Chan, thank you for joining. But this foundation has come to change the world. Everyone who has studied in the past, uh, it's too late for us. It's too late for us, but maybe not. When you, thank you for the compliment, Kwang Hui. It has been a long time. I have not been on live. I have been working hard, doing research in order to build something that is good for the world. I think I have built something that is good for the world. And everyone who watches today, who is live, will have the chance to get a piece of the thing I have built, the marks. So let me just tell you what's happening. Gaing Foundation wants to change the world. Right now, people study for many years and they don't get anything. They just get hope that they can get a good job at the end of their studies, right? Even me, I studied, um, took exams and did homework, hoping that I could get a good job. I can't say whether that has happened or not. No, I've had many good jobs, but the money that I have made since I got out of school, I don't think it has been equal to the work that I put in, all right, to the many hours and hours of writing notes and reading books and studying and trying to memorize and learning. All of this was hard work, and it has been for nothing because, for the most part, when you get out of school and you go to work to do your job, you must learn how to do the job while you are on the job. So even the money you earn is from more hard work. It's not from the work you did before. Now, obviously, there are some jobs where that is not true. I mean, a doctor has to learn everything in school before they can do their job. But for most people, that's not the case. So you have done all this hard work. You got nothing. You hope you get a good job. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. Now, that is not true anymore. Because of the work of the Gaing Foundation, because of the new cryptocurrency called Mark, and High Mark. All right, there's two cryptocurrencies. They work together called Marks and High Marks. Every student who goes to school Listen closely. Every student who goes to school, every time they study, every time they take a test, every time they do homework, every time they put in a lot of effort on a group project or they do well in class, they will earn money. This has never been possible in the history of the world. But now, because of cryptocurrency, because of Web3 technology, this is possible. The students work hard and they get their regular points from their school, right? They get the marks that don't matter, 10 out of 10, A plus or 100%. They get those. They don't matter. But in addition, they earn mark tokens, all right? They earn mark tokens. And the mark tokens are used to help pay for your school, pay for books, pay for materials, pay for extra classes, pay for tutors, extra lessons. These tokens, which you can freely get from your hard work, are worth real money and they help you pay. If you want to go to a university, you can work hard for 12 years, save up your mark tokens, and use your tokens to pay for university. Your parents don't have to pay for a university anymore. Let me say it again. Your parents don't have to pay for your university. They don't have to pay for any of your school anymore. Your hard work will pay for your own education. No more stress, no more pressure, no more punishments. You work hard, you earn many tokens, you earn many marks, and you use those marks to pay for everything you need to study. People will wonder, how is this possible? How does this work? And I will go over it. I look like the guy from Overwatch because of the hair. Look, I won't lie. Borrow. Your name should be Garo. But anyway, I think this is the coolest, some of the best hair for black people. I'm a black guy. I think this looks the best. It's cool. To win. It's a W. I feel like you putting some riz on me right now. All right, but anyway, so that's the mission. That's the mission of the Gaing Foundation. So if we all can spread mark tokens to every school in the world, spread them to every school becomes free from, other money. School will run on cryptocurrency. It's so beautiful. It is the most beautiful future for humans as a species that I can imagine. It's part of just forward technology and advancement of people into the future, the space and beyond. People should not pay for education. We all know that. People should not have to pay to go to school. In the past, this was not possible, but now it is. That's the mission of Gaing Foundation. I know that many people in the live stream speak Vietnamese. It can be difficult to understand everything I'm saying, but I would encourage you to share this live. Everyone, double tap, like the live now, and share it. After it's finished, I will translate it into Vietnamese, obviously. Everything I do gets translated into Vietnamese with Google Zeek. Um, so it won't be beautiful, but it will make sense. But I want to open the live up for questions. Anyone who joins can ask some questions. We are also live on YouTube. If you want to type some questions in the comments of YouTube, please do. If you want to type some questions on TikTok, that's fine. I want to tell you about the future that I see for everyone, Vietnamese people and American people. I don't know if you know, but in America, education is so expensive. It's crazy. It's a crazy level of money. Sometimes some studies cost more money than people make in their whole lives for a few years of studying, of reading. You go to school to read books and listen to someone talk. It should not cost tens of thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars. It doesn't matter about what school you go to. It should not be unaffordable. If you can put in effort, you should be able to learn. That's it. It's simple. And how much effort you put in will determine how much you can learn. That's it. It's not just about how much money does your family have, right? There are many people who their family doesn't have a lot of money, but they're very smart and they're very hardworking. They also should be able to study. And in the future, they will be. Here's what I see. I'll talk about a story of a student. The story of a student from, we'll say Hanoi. We'll say Hanoi because I can kind of say that city name correctly. A student from Hanoi. He has a single mother, and she has a single mother. She loves to play badminton. She's actually pretty good. All right. Her mother doesn't have a lot of money. Ooh, something fell. Sorry. Her mother doesn't have a lot of money to send her to extra classes and send her to some expensive English centers. So she has to just go to her public school like normal. And she can go to some extra classes for her math and her physics and important subjects to help her with her university. She works hard. She studies hard, staying up very late. Sometimes she prepares for all of her exams. She never has a boyfriend. She doesn't go out to play that much. She's just a skinny girl who studies. And she wants to go to a nice university in Hanoi. But then it comes time to apply, and her English is not the best because she didn't have the chance to study at an English center. It was just too expensive. She never met any foreigners in her life, so she didn't get any practice speaking good English. So the time came for the entrance exams, and other students who were able to pay they didn't even have to take the entrance exam because they were able to, their parents had enough money for them to study for years and years with a foreign teacher like me, and then take the IELTS exam and get a higher place. They she they were able to get into university ahead of her, no matter how many hours she studied. Mhm. So she went to a lower level university, and then she got a normal job. Once she was in university, um, because again, her mother didn't have a lot of money, so she did some part time work at the KFC. Um, but she studied hard, finished her university, um, in, I don't know, we'll say marketing. She got her degree in marketing, and she tried to get a job, um, a high paying job, right? Because that's what the hope is. You hope that you work for your 12 years plus 4 more years in university. You work hard for 16 years. Maybe you don't go to the best university, but you work hard. You work hard. You study hard. And if you study hard, you hope you can get a good job that's worth it, that all of your hard work pays off. So that's what this girl did. Um, However, she lived, she comes from a small town outside of Hanoi, rural part of Hanoi. Her family doesn't have many connections. And again, because she had to study so hard and work part time, she didn't make many social connections at university. So all she has is her uh, resume, her CV, when she goes to apply for jobs. So she applies for some jobs in marketing, but she just can't get any really good jobs. She can get some work off of Facebook, you know, live streaming for some people, selling, reselling products, and making some advertisements for some real estate agents, but it's just not good enough. But there is like a factory in the hometown of her mother, her mother's hometown. There's a factory, so they're always hiring. The pay is steady, benefits. I don't know if it's a Korean factory. We'll say it's Korean. Um, so the bosses are not the nicest, but the work is steady. But it's a Korean factory, so uh, she has no chance. She can get that job and working on the line, doing something on the line. She's going to make a normal low salary for the rest of her life. If she wants to move up in the company, though, because it's a Korean factory, she either has to learn Korean or learn English, um, both of which are, again, like starting from zero because she has gone so many years. You know, she tried to learn English in her primary school, just she didn't have the opportunity. But now that she's an adult, she has rent and bills and work, and she's tired, and she has to live. There's just no way to start from a low level to go to a high level. Unfortunately, um, that is the case. And so she lives out her life. Maybe she gets happily married, maybe not, but nothing big happened. She was a hard worker, but it wasn't enough to give her a high life. Now, imagine this. All right. Now, here is the future that will happen for every student in the future. All right. Here's what will happen now because of us, because of Gaing Foundation. Single mom has a daughter. Daughter goes to primary school, and the daughter is very excited and enthusiastic to learn, and she studies hard. Every day, she is not at the top of the class. You know, she sometimes loses her focus and likes to play with the other kids in her class. So she's in the middle. But every day, the class has, we'll say it has 10 students, and there are 100 marks to earn every day between the 10 students. So she comes in, number 6 or 7 each day. So each day she will earn like, I don't know, six. Honestly, I'm very bad. I'm bad at math. I probably picked a bad uh, uh, thing to invest in because I'm not a math person. So I actually did the numbers before. We'll say it's 500. It's like 550 mark tokens every day, maybe every day, whatever. Every day for a class of 10 students. Now I know classes are bigger, but I'm trying to do some easy math. So the first student will get the most tokens, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, something like that. So yeah, whoever's at the top of the class gets full 10 tokens. Whoever's under them gets 9. Whoever's under them gets 8 tokens like that. So our student in this example, what's up, Matt? Matt Lay, good to see you. Um, Talking about cryptocurrency for education. It's not for investment. I mean, you can, but it's not what it's for. It's not for get rich quick. This is a cryptocurrency made just to help people. It's made to help society, help humanity. All right, just that's it. That's what it's for. So our girl, our student, earns 60 mark tokens every day. Right? She's in the middle. She earns 60 every day. At the end of her studies, she has, I don't know, let's just say you go to school for 200 days. So she's got 1,200. Maybe it did. I'd have to check. Maybe I can talk about that. The plan is that the next live stream will be IELTS lessons, and it will switch back and forth between IELTS lessons and cryptocurrency Gaing Foundation information. So yeah, maybe we can talk about it. If you find the question, Matt, send it to me, and we'll talk about it on the next class, next live. All right. So as I was saying, she gets what's 60 times 200? 6 times 20 is 120. So 60 to add an extra 1,200, 1,200, 12,000. So let's say she has 12,000 marks at the end of her studies. The end of 1 year of studies. So first grade, she's in grade 1. She studies. She has 12,000 cryptocurrencies she earned just for studying. She earned it just for studying. What can she do? These cryptocurrencies are used to register for classes. So her teacher, the teacher of grade 2, says, okay, you can join my class for 2,000 marks. You give the teacher 2,000 marks, and you can join that teacher's class. That's it. It's done. No money. The teacher takes marks. You'll find out why the teacher wants the marks. I'll tell you in a minute. So the girl has 12,000. She gives 2,000 to the teacher, and she's now in the course. Um, every day, she earns marks by working hard. What I didn't tell you is that the teacher of the course gives one, we'll just call it a test. She gives one quiz, one test every day. This test costs, all right, if the students want to take this extra credit test, it costs 100 mark tokens. So our student has 10,000. So she wants to take the extra credit. She can't take it every day because it costs 100, and she will spend all of her tokens. But she could take it sometimes. So she works hard, and she likes to use her tokens to get extra credit. This is for extra points in the class, all right? So extra test, optional. The students don't have to take this test, but if they have the marks, the mark token, if they have enough, and they are motivated, they have studied, worked hard, and they're ready for this extra points, they'll give a couple mark tokens, get extra points. So in grade 1, she always came in number 6, right? She was not at the top of the class. She was just a young girl, 5 or 6 years old. In grade 2, she's now 6 or 7 years old. Her parents have given her a little bit more encouragement to study, and she likes it. She likes when the teachers give her tell her she did a good job. She likes to see 10 out of 10 on her assignments, right? She likes it. So she's getting motivated to study more. She wants to get a higher place. She doesn't want to be number 6 in her class. She wants to be number 1. So she uses her marks to take extra credit tests. The teacher gets an extra 100 marks every week or two. The student gets extra points on her score. So now she's not number 6. She's number 3 in her class because she's worked hard. She's worked hard. All right, so she finished. She over the course of the grade 2, she spent we'll just say she spent all of her marks. She had 10,000 at the start. She spent, I don't know, how many weeks is it in a 50 weeks, something like that. Anyway, she spent 9,000. So she's got 1,000 left. But at the end of the course, she has earned another 12,000 marks. So, hey, she's a winner. To go to grade 3 now, she will spend another 2,000 marks. She's in grade 3. She does the same thing. She invests her marks in extra credit. She moves up from 3rd student to number 1. She's number 1 in her class. Her mother has not had to pay any school fees. All right, the girl needs books. She can use marks to buy the books. The girl wants to eat lunch every day. She uses mark token to pay for her lunch at school. Yeah, Jimmy, I do. I like crypto. It's not for investment for me. I believe that crypto is good for the world in the future. Right now, it's just like a game for investors to try to make money, but it can be good for the world. It can really help people, and that is why I like it. That's why I created Mark Token and High Mark Token. I created them. They're here. They're real. Everything I'm talking about, it's real. So your parents don't have to, like our student in the story, her parents don't have to, her single mom goes to work and doesn't have to pay for anything. All right? The girl wants to go to school. She goes to school. She wants to eat. She pays for it with her marks. Okay? Everything costs marks. She just pays with marks. She no longer has to pay school fees with Vietnamese dong. She doesn't use any money, real money to pay. She just uses cryptocurrency to pay for everything. All right. She gets these by working hard, studying hard, and doing well in school. All right. So she just gives them to her teacher every day or whatever. All right. She's gone up. We'll say this pattern continues for the next grade or two. She's in grade 6 now. She's got a nice little savings of marks, actually. Since she became the number one student, she doesn't always have to take extra credit, but sometimes the students behind her want to beat her, so they will invest in some extra credit. Um, all right, so she's doing some more difficult things. They have to analyze some literature, write some essays in grade 6. They have to write a little bit, read this book, tell me this, give me a summary of this chapter, what was the character thinking, that kind of thing. They start doing some essays and writing. They start doing some more difficult math problems. So some students are good at math, some are not. Our student is not the best at math. She's actually not the best at anything. She has trouble with math. So her math score starts to go down. Jimmy asks about Visa 462 in Australia. I need to study the names of those visas. I don't know why they just give them numbers. But anyway, so I think for that visa, what band score do you need? You only need like a 5.0. If you do the IELTS exam, you might need a 5. I don't recommend TOEIC. Actually, Australia doesn't, I don't even think they accept the TOEIC exam. You have to take the IELTS exam or PTE. And you should not take the PTE. It's a computer course. It's like AI. And it's not good AI. So don't do it. Just do IELTS exam. All right. Private. I mean, I do teach at a center, but I'm in a small town. I don't live in the city. So it's difficult for you to study with me. But you can study with me one-to-one. Just send me a message on TikTok at any time. Send me a message, and we will talk with you. We'll talk about your goals, what you want to get, and possibly how you can get some marks. But yeah, I'm in the middle, near Da Nang, but not in Da Nang. Near Hue. I'm closer to Hue. Closer to Hue City. So anyway, so our student is having trouble in math. She is having difficulty in math. Costs less than 1 million per month. It's not expensive. I believe that learning English should not cost. I mean, honestly, I created a cryptocurrency. I think it should be free, but right now, that's not possible. So it's very inexpensive. Less than 1 million per month to study with me face to face like this. All right. In a private class. So if you want to learn IELTS, you should study with me, Jimmy. We can study for 1 year, and it's less. It's only 700,000. It's about 700,000 dong each month. So it's pretty good. Pretty good price. I don't need a lot of money to do this. Just enough. It's less 700,000. It's not even 1 million. Yeah. It's a pretty good deal, right? So send me a DM. Everyone in here, send me a DM. Send me a DM, and I will make a course a class for you where you study with me. Every class, it's not sometimes me, sometimes someone else. It's always with me. Expert IELTS knowledge. Okay, but send me a message, Jimmy. Let me tell people about the beautiful future. There's a beautiful future ahead that we don't even have to worry about money for studying. All right. Um, so there's a teacher who is very good at teaching math. They're very famous on TikTok. Everyone wants to study with this teacher. Hmm? Our student, the girl, has saved up about, I don't know, over the course of 3 years, she saved about, I don't know, 30,000. We'll just say she saved 30,000 mark tokens. She saved 30,000 marks. The teacher, this very famous, good teacher, says, okay, you can study with me extra classes for 20,000 marks. So she's got the marks. She earned them. She just worked hard in school. She saved them, maybe at lunchtime. I don't want to, encourage students to eat less food, but she didn't buy a bunch of candy at lunch with her marks. She bought her books secondhand. She studied hard, so she didn't need that many extra credit tests, extra credit assignments. So she saved. She was able to save. So she had enough to study with a very famous, very good math teacher. And there you have it. In grade 6, she was struggling with math, but she signed up for extra classes. She paid for them herself. Again, this very very well-respected teacher. She didn't have to pay any Vietnamese dong. Her parents didn't have to save up money or borrow money. Her mom goes to work, saves and uses her money to take care of the family. The student goes to school, saves and uses her money, her mark tokens, to pay for her school, to pay for whatever she needs for school. She pays for it herself. She is stress-free. There's no anger, no resentment, no pressure. Literally, it is just she goes to school like it's a job. And she's responsible. She's a smart, responsible young woman, very serious about her studies. She's decided she wants to become a doctor. She wants to be a doctor. She in grade 6, she knows I'm going to be a doctor. I want to study at Harvard Medical School, maybe Cambridge. She wants to study at medical school in the U.S. That's going to cost a lot of mark tokens, but she can earn them. All right, so she continues her studies, very good at math now. So she's, again, top of her class, ranked number 1. This is a girl from a single parent, from a small town who didn't have social connections, no family name to get her into places, just her own hard work and her crypto marks or cryptocurrency. All right, so she goes to Kapba High School. She goes to high school. She's got her savings of marks. All right. Now, she does really well in literature, and her literature teachers offer students to make extra points by writing extra essays, writing extra reading from the bigger reading list and analyzing books. So she's doing high level material. In the US, when a student does coursework, they do work from higher grades. We call it like AP, because sometimes the work they do in high school, they can get credit for their university. So they have to study less. IELTS can be free in the future. Yes, Flory. If everyone uses MARC tokens, studying IELTS will basically, it will be free. But right now you have to pay, but not a lot. To study with me, it's only 700,000 a month, about 700,000. Not a lot. I want to offer free classes. Yes, I want to, but it's not possible yet. Here's what I'll say. You can study with me. You will earn some MARC tokens. At the end of your studies, you can sell them back to me. And then you will, I don't know if it will be free, but it will be very discounted or almost free. Actually, you can use them to pay for your IELTS exam. So you study with me for 1 year, you'll get a guaranteed 6.5. And then when you're ready to take the test, you sell those tokens, you sell the cryptocurrency, it will pay for your IELTS exam. That is possible. So your IELTS exam will be free, but your studies will not. But, you know. Have the most, I don't know what Tiet, I don't know what Tiet means. I know Ko Nyet and Hong Ah, but I don't know what Tiet means. Have the most Tiet, I don't know what that means, so I can't help you there. Translate that word for me. Anyway, my battery is going to die. The cell phone will die soon. So let me try to finish this. So she does her extra credit. But the most of the class is having trouble in literature. So many students having difficulty. They're not getting high marks on the test. So the class goes to the teacher and they say, okay, we want a curve. We want to grade on a curve. Okay, so what does that mean? Even if you get, you don't get a high mark, right? The teacher will adjust the grades. They will adjust your points based on the average of the students. Is it necessary to study IELTS? I think it's very important to study IELTS. The cryptocurrency part is not necessary. It's optional. If you want, you can get them. You will also, if you study with me, you can get some NFT badges. That's also part of it. That's part of the whole vision, but that's for a later date. So yes, you can study with me, and if you do well, you can get a scholarship. Maybe I will pay for your IELTS exam. You don't have to pay for it. Possible. All right, but let me keep going, Flory. So the class put together 10,000 marks for the teacher so that the teacher would say, okay, nobody will fail. No one will get below a 5 on this next exam. Right? So even the lowest student, whatever the lowest student gets, that will be a 5. And from there, everyone gets more points than that. That's a curve. So everyone gets higher marks, higher scores. Well, it's my pleasure, Flory. Is it Flory or Flory? But anyway, yeah, DM me. Just send me a message here in TikTok if you want to ask some more questions. So everyone in the course has done well in their literature. So everyone has earned more marks. Now to go to Harvard takes, I don't know, 200,000 marks. Our student has another 5 years, 5 years to save. But maybe it's too difficult. She still has to spend marks on books, on food, on transportation to school if there's a school bus. Every school may be able to afford a school bus in this future because every school will have marks and high marks, which is a special part of this. So she tries to save. She works hard, continuing her education. She saves about half. She's got 100,000 marks at the end. But she's been such a good student, all right? She has been earning some badges, all right? Kwaikoto, basic structure of writing. So this is an IELTS question. Depends on which task you're talking about, task 1 or task 2, but in general, the tasks have like 3 steps. First step is to paraphrase everything. So every bit of information that is in the question or the prompt or the map or the chart, paraphrase it, right? And then after you've paraphrased it, that should cover about 1 paragraph for task 1. So after you paraphrase it, you need to identify 3 trends, all right? 1 very big trend that covers the whole chart, 2 smaller trends that are more complex according to your ability, all right? Don't stress yourself out about this. So after you find the trends, right, you have to describe them. You describe the 2 trends, 2 smaller trends, you describe them and compare them. Describe them and compare them. So trend number 1, a falling trend, it decreases rapidly from 2000 to 2003. The other trend is a rising trend. It increases sharply from 2000 to 2003. These trends are opposites. Trend 1 decreases by 10 points, and trend 2 increases by 10 points. They are opposite of each other. So it does take some knowledge of the numbers to compare the 2 lines. That will take about 1 paragraph. Then for your last paragraph, your conclusion, you take the big trend, the one that covers the whole chart, and you describe that in your conclusion. And you just say in conclusion, or whatever you have learned to say. In conclusion, we can see that the whole chart has gone through a massive change, increasing and decreasing and increasing again. So blah, 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 something like that. And you're done. 3 paragraphs for task 1. I do have guides. I don't know if that one is free, but if it is free, send me a DM and I'll give you the guide. It's only 3 steps. And you can also look for any videos I have about writing on TikTok, or go to my YouTube. You can find a full lesson, step by step. Write with me. Excuse me. All right, it's time to wrap this up. So we're going to end here. The student needs 100,000 more marks to study at Harvard. How did they get them? Well, the student has earned some badges. These badges are proof that the student has studied with the very famous math teacher. And also, the math teacher gave the student some badge certificates that said, this student is so good in math, I fully back her, or I support this student, and I confirm this very famous, very well-respected teacher. Remember, she invested 20,000 marks back in the day, grade 6. It's now grade 12. She's finished. She wants to go to Harvard. That teacher gave her some NFTs. All right. That teacher gave her certificates. Very well respected. That teacher says she's very good at math. Anyone who asks me, I will tell them that she's good at math. Look at this trophy, this NFT trophy badge. So she has this as proof that she's very good at math. So she has a couple options. This is a rare thing. It's worth money. Just like people collect baseball cards or basketball cards, or people like to get the autograph of a celebrity. Everyone doesn't get this NFT from this very famous, very well-respected teacher. She could sell the NFT. She wants to be a doctor. She doesn't want to be a mathematician. It's good to have the NFT. As it's original, it's one of one. It's unique. It is a unique thing. And because it's unique, it's worth money. So she could sell that for another 50,000 50,000 marks. She can rent it to other people who want to use it to verify their math. Huh? Sorry, Kwai Koto. As far as idioms and phrasal verbs, you already know the answer to this. Don't use that many. In speaking, you only need one phrasal verb or one idiom, and that's not my cup of tea. And you need a couple phrasal verbs. That means two. And the ones I always suggest are working on and pack up and leave. Because in speaking part two, they ask you to describe something. Describe a vacation you took. Oh, okay. I took a vacation. I was going to blah, 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 blah. But I was at the beach and I was working on, swimming more at the beach, or I was working on eating some seafood. But then it got dark and I had to pack up and leave. You can use working on and pack up and leave in almost any answer. They're perfect phrasal verbs because they are rare, right? But also easy to use. So again, that's also, I have a speaking guide. Again, that is free. That's definitely free. If you go to my website, the link in my bio, just follow the link to my website. You might have to click two things. You can get that book, that guide for free for how to speak and get a band 9. But anyway, so the student has sold her rare NFT. She made 50,000. So she needs 50,000 more. Or maybe she didn't sell it. So she has her NFT. She has her marks. She still has her high score from her studies. She can apply for some scholarships, just like now. Just like now, you can apply for scholarships. Some companies will sponsor some students, right? Here's where it's different. So in the future, now is the future. You want a scholarship. You want some money to go to university. Right now, you can say, okay, well, company, if you give me money to go to university, I'll work for you when I get out. That's okay if you're an adult already. You can sign that kind of contract. But if you're a student, if you're younger, it's not possible. And even if you do sign that kind of contract, many companies would not take that deal because they don't trust you. We're going to pay for you to go to university, and then you can just take your degree and go somewhere else. No, there's almost no company that would make that deal. However, it's the future. So your university will give you a degree. This degree will be an NFT. There are many universities that do this already. I think Harvard is the one that was one of the ones who does it. They give you a diploma and an NFT to go along with it. So the company, you say, okay, well, I'll work for your company after university. Here's how I know. You pay for my studies and you will hold on to my diploma NFT. You have it. I don't have it. I'm going to work for your company for 1 year or 2 years or whatever. That's not a deal you have to make, but the student can weigh their options. And if they want to, they can. I mean, there are also other possibilities, right? So they can do that contract. They give their NFT diploma to the company. They go study. When they get out, they work for a term, and then they get their diploma at the end of the term because it's an NFT. It automatically goes back to the owner after a certain amount of time. It's not even it's not a maybe or you have to ask. This is all automatic, electronic. It happens. That's the deal. You can have my diploma for 1 year while I work for your company. After that, I get my diploma back. All right, my phone's going to die. So she can go to Harvard now, just like that. Or she saved up 100,000 marks. She can, what can she do? Oh man, I can't think now because my phone is about to die. Anyway, we got through the story. This girl who came from a single family, worked hard at school. Her mother never had to pay anything. She went to Harvard just before working hard. That is the mission of the Gaing Foundation. I want everyone to be in the Gaing Gang. Gang Gang. If you study with me, if you study at Captain America English, which is my private IELTS course, you will earn this cryptocurrency. And I just want to spread the word. I want everyone to know because we want to get more schools to use the cryptocurrency, more schools to use Mark token. If more schools use it, then more students can earn it. All right. So that's it. That's it. If you have any questions, email me. That email is in my bio. Or just leave a comment, and you can wait for this. I will translate it to Vietnamese and re-upload it, probably to YouTube. You should go to YouTube to watch a long video like this. It's live on YouTube. YouTube actually will translate it for me. I forgot about that. I don't need to re-upload it and translate it. YouTube will do it. But that's it. I need to charge my phone. I have some work to do today, and I want to say thank you for listening, and I'll see you again.